Welcome to a play-by-play review. I'm your host Henry, and we are getting right into things because I have to go to bed early for stuff to do, so I gotta get this done quick so I don't have like 4 hours of sleep. So we're going straight back to August 5th in the midst of the first series post-trade deadline for a lot of teams. Some teams I think is actually the end of some series because they had been playing on Monday. But for the most part, it is either game 2 or 3 of certain series, including game 2 between the Orioles and the Los Angeles Angels, both sellers at the deadline. Orioles would win this one 5-2 after taking game 1, so they would win 2 in a row, win their first series post the Adley Rutschman era. They actually go 2-0 in their post Adley Rutschman era, which is kind of funny. But this included home runs from Tyler O'Neill and Kobe Mayo. Trevor Rogers got his 7th win of the season. Reed Detmers his 8th loss. Trevor Rogers actually pitching very well outside of a really bad stretch, kind of like May, early June, where he was dealing with the flu. But he's back to his usual self, been pitching very, very well. The Red Sox would beat the White Sox for nothing, including another homer from Willie Abreu, who homered 4 times in 3 games at this point. This was the Red Sox winning 2 in a row against the White Sox in Sonny Gray's 14th win as well. Incredible season there for Sonny Gray. His first, I believe, as a Boston Red Sox as well. Let me just to delay it, even though I don't want to, but I am just curious actually. First as a Boston Red Sox. They bounced around teams for a while, but has found a home in Boston very successfully this season. The Blue Jays would win in 10 over the Astros in Houston. Ernie Clement with a 10th inning 2-run home run would win it there for the Blue Jays, as they would win and actually take the series over Houston, winning games 1 and 3 there. Louis Varland, his 4th win of the season, actually. He has a 1.09 ERA, so that is very good for a closer right there. The Cubs, in the meantime, would win 7-6 over the Dodgers, who have been on a skid, surprisingly enough. If you can believe it, the Dodgers are actually not playing all that great as of late. They would actually get swept in 3 by the Cubs. At that point, they had lost 6 in a row, getting swept by the Red Sox and Cubbies. So the at one point leader in all of baseball has fallen a little bit here in August. Still at that point searching for their 70th win of the season. They had kind of gotten passed up by Milwaukee and actually getting pretty close to getting passed up by the Cubs. Cubs were at that point 66 and 49. Dodgers 69 and 46. After that, we have the Rangers, who have actually been playing very well as of late, winning 6-0 over the Giants. Or I should say, they have recently been playing very well after not playing well. They had been on a 6-game losing streak up to their first win against San Francisco. They would take the series against San Francisco, winning 2 in a row here. So they're starting to correct that losing streak. They would win it here after shutting out the Giants, despite 8 hits given up, no runs. Another shutout would be the Tampa Bay Rays, winning 4-0 over the Colorado Rockies. Nick Martinez, his 11th win of the season. Tomoyuki Sugano, his 5th loss of the season, though he does have 11 wins. Rays are back to playing really, really good baseball again. They're actually at 72 wins now. They've been winning constantly. They would sweep the series against Colorado, and they've kept on winning. The Reds would win 3-2 over the A's. Let's see, there's no game summary for this for some reason. I don't really know why. Not even a walk-off either. It was just a normal game of baseball. But this was the Reds winning 2 in a row against the Athletics, trying to scrape their way back towards 500. Emilio Pagan save number 13 as well for Cincinnati. In another extra innings game, we have the Mets winning 6-5 over the Guardians. Guardians have been on a bit of a slump as of late, actually. Mets getting close to 50 wins. They got to 49 after this one. They would win, so this was 6-5, so this was winning game 2 in a row over the Guardians. Guardians have definitely fallen a good bit, really. Month of August, end of June and all of August has not been kind to Cleveland. Not been kind to Cleveland at all. And the Mets would win, at that point, 2 in a row over them. The Cardinals would win 3-1 over the New York Yankees. They got back to 1 game under 500, did St. Louis. Riley O'Brien save number 27 as well. Andre Palante also got his 12th win of the season. I don't know if it's Palante or Piante, but I'm going to go with Palante. But that was the Cardinals taking the series over New York, winning games 1 and 3. After that, the Nationals would win in 11 innings over the Phillies 10-4. C.J. Abrams with the tie-breaking triple, 2-run triple in the 11th inning, which would wind up being a 6-run 11th inning there for the Nats, as they would win game 3 of that 4-game series after dropping the first 2. Nats had been on at that point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-game losing streak, so they would snap that losing streak there. Still not a great season for Washington. At that point, they were just 56-60, which in the National League is don't really want to be a couple games below 500 because you're kind of on the outside looking in. I mean, even in the American League, you're kind of on the outside looking in that as many games below 500, but it's a lot closer in that wild card race in the American League than it is in the National League. National League a lot more top heavy, whereas the American League is very congested. Speaking of the National League, the Braves would win 4-1 over their division rival Marlins. They would win 2 in a row there as well during their good stretch of games. Marlins, again, kind of not having a good summer at the moment after a very good month of June. Their July and August has not been as good. The Brewers would win 4-2 over the Pirates. Kyle Harrison with striking out the final 8 batters he faced. So 8 strikeouts in a row. Paul Skeens, his 10th loss of the season. He has a 3.96 ERA. Not been a good season at all for Paul Skeens. Still 9 wins, but compared to what he was last year, definitely been a huge drop off. So this was one of the 2 4-2 wins the Brewers had, either game 2 or game 3. I'm going to guess this is game 3. So I think they would win 2 in a row. Both 4-2 victories did the Brewers over the Pirates. After that, we have the Royals winning 2-1 over the Twins. Michael Massey with the go-ahead home run in the bottom of the 7th inning there for Kansas City. Noah Cameron, who pitched 2 really, really, really good games in a row. Did not pitch well today, but pitched like 2 insane games in a row. Pitched his second one here. So the Royals would actually win 2 in a row against Minnesota there. So they would take the series in 2. Next up, the Mariners would win 4-2 over, where did I get an 8 from? I was looking at Brian Woo's 8-8 record. That's what it was. 4-2 over the Tigers did the Mariners succeed here. Andres Munoz, his 20th save. Mariners even the series there, 1 apiece, though they've been on a bit of a skid as of late. Last but not least, the Diamondbacks would win 10-4 over the Padres. Casey Mize in, I believe, his Padres debut did not pitch well. 4-7 now on the season with a 3.4 ERA. This was the Diamondbacks taking game 3 of the 4-game series. They would win games 1 and 3 at that point with 1 to go. We go to Thursday, and not as many games this time around. The Angels would win 4-1 over the Orioles. Brandon Young actually lost a start for once in a blue moon. He's 8-3 on the season actually now. I don't think is he 9-3 now? Because they just won today to the Orioles with Brandon Young on the mound. Yes, he is now 9-3 with a 3.33 ERA. From out of nowhere, really. Brandon Young pitching very well for the Orioles. Zach Neto with a 3-run home run. When was this? This was kind of felt like late in the game. Never mind, it was not. It was in the 3rd inning. Joel Pozo got his first home run as an Oriole. And the Orioles got they got a ton of guys on base. And then they had 9 walks in the game or something like that and couldn't convert any of them. It was a very frustrating day for the Orioles offensively, which has kind of been their thing as of late. Their offense has stagnated a ton. Next up, in one of the craziest games of the year, the Red Sox would win 12-11 over the White Sox in 13 innings. Brian Bayo actually pitched, I believe, the last 2 innings of the game, got the win. Eric Fetty had to come in and pitch, gave up the game-losing run. It was crazy because it was just both teams were just going back and forth. I mean, it was 4-0 after the top of the third. Red Sox score 2 in the bottom of the third, so it's 4-2. Then 5-2 top of the fourth, 5-3 bottom of the fourth. Then Red Sox eventually tied in the bottom of the fourth as well. So it's 5-5 after 4 innings. White Sox score 2 in the top of the fifth. I'm looking at the win probability chart, and it is just constant spikes going up and down. It's like a Richter scale. But it's 7-5 after the top of the fifth, White Sox. Then it's 7-6 after the bottom of the sixth. Red Sox get one back. And then in the ninth inning, Red Sox tie it up 7-7, so the White Sox blow a save there in the bottom of the ninth. So it is 7-7 going into the 10th inning. White Sox score 2 in the top of the 10th. Red Sox eventually score 2 in the bottom of the 10th, so it's 9-9. White Sox score 1 in the 11th. The Red Sox score 1 in the 11th. White Sox score 1 in the 12th. Red Sox score 1 in the 12th. White Sox fail to score in the 13th. Red Sox walk it off in the 13th. I was watching this game live. It was crazy. Absolutely insane. So the Red Sox would also sweep that series over the White Sox. Just ridiculous. Ridiculous stuff. In the less exciting game, I'd say, it's still pretty exciting. 6-5 win for the Reds, but not quite to that level. But yeah, this slightly less exciting game. The Reds would sweep the A's, winning 3 in a row there over the Athletics. Got to 2 games under 500 at Cincinnati. The Mets, in the meantime, would sweep the Guardians in Foster Griffin's debut with his new team. Griffin's actually been struggling a bit as of late. He's now 12-4 on the season. Mets win that one 13-6. So yeah, they would sweep the Guardians, get to 50 wins on the season as well. 10 hits for the Guardians, but only 6 runs. 18 hits for the Mets. Nolan McLean got his 8th win of the season as well. Brewers would win 5-2 over the Pirates. Dustin May wins in his Milwaukee debut. He's now 6-7 on the season. Brewers would win 3 in a row in that 4-game series over the Pirates to take that series in 4 games. Next up, in an 11th inning showdown, the Cubs would walk it off on an error against the Blue Jays. Peaker Armstrong would score on a throwing error in the 11th. So the Cubs would get to 67 wins and 49 losses there, as they would win a 1-game series against the Blue Jays. I guess this is a weather makeup because this is just one singular game right there. I've had 2 of those in the past 2 weeks, which is interesting because we hadn't had that happen anytime. But this is a makeup game from June 21st. After that, the Tigers would shut out the Mariners, winning 11-0. Framber Valdez, his 7th win of the season. Dylan Dingler homers in 3 games in a row now as he's having a great season. Tigers take the series over the Mariners, winning games 1 and 3. Tigers actually been playing pretty well as of late. They are, now at this point, 1 game under 500, surprisingly enough. 2nd in the AL Central as well, up to today. Next up, the Phillies would win 7-3 over the Nationals. Christopher Sanchez win number 15. First pitcher in the season to get to 15 wins. So Phillies would win 3 of 4 there against their division rival Nationals. The Braves, in the meantime, would top their division rival Marlins, winning 11-3. Josh Junk, I think is his first name, right? No, Jansen Junk. Sorry. He would have his 7th loss there for Miami, as the Braves would sweep the Marlins in 3 games. They would win at that point 8 in a row, did Atlanta. Next up, the Twins would defeat the Royals 4-3. Brooks Lee with a 2-run single in the 8th inning would wind up doing it there for Minnesota, as they would avoid the sweep against their division rival. And last but not least, the Padres would win 5-1 over the Diamondbacks. Both teams right around that 61 mark. Padres 60-56 at that point. Diamondbacks 61-55. So that is a very tightly contested, really wild card race, because the Dodgers still have a good chunk of games ahead of both of them. And this was those 2 teams, division rivals, splitting that series as well at 2 apiece. Go to Friday, and the start of new series for, I think, everyone pretty much. The Red Sox would start a series against the Athletics, starting it by winning 13-1. So they, at that point, Red Sox, after they had that historic 15-game winning streak, then losing it to the Orioles, then kind of went up and down a little bit. But after that, they went on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-game winning streak at that point, though they would lose it on Saturday. Spoilers. The Orioles and Rangers would start a series in Texas, a very frustrating series for the Orioles, I might add, as they would lose 2-1 here on a really excellent start by Shane Baz. Despite him being the losing pitcher, he would pitch all 8 innings the Orioles would go, giving up a 2-run home run to Jack Peterson in the 6th inning. That would be it for the Rangers, but the Orioles could only score one run despite ample opportunities. They really did score a second run in the top of the 9th, but it was not overturned despite all evidence to the contrary, because the Orioles just constantly get hosed by replay review. You can go watch my stream on my YouTube channel, Henry the Host. It is all one word for the name. You can find this podcast there as well. But I stream the Orioles game every Friday. Had a nice audience for this one as well. I was very happy to see. I think mostly because it was on Apple TV Plus, and not everyone has that. But it was a very popular stream. I think actually my most popular Orioles stream to date. It was very, very, very fun, despite the Orioles loss. I'm looking forward to the one coming up here soon against the Tampa Bay Rays for the Orioles. That'll be at 7:15 on Friday. I will also be dual casting the Washington, and I don't remember who they're playing, but Commanders preseason game that's happening that night as well. So I'm going to be multitasking, doubling down. And anyway, moving on. I'm looking forward to that a lot. But anyway, Blue Jays would win 5-4 over the Phillies. Tyler Rogers would escape 2 bases loaded jams in the 9th to eventually close it out there for the Blue Jays. Zach Wheeler, his 3rd loss of the season, as the Blue Jays would win. Let's see, that was, start of series there. I don't know. I'm like trying to check the series status, like this start of everything between these teams. The Nats would win 5-3 over the Reds. Dalen Lyle and Harry Ford both homered for the Nats there. Cade Cavalli, his 9th win of the season. So Nats got to 57 wins at that point. The Yankees would top the Braves 3-2 with a 2-out 9th inning rally to eventually tie it up and then win it in the 10th there for New York. Unfortunately, don't like seeing the Yankees win as an Orioles fan. I've said that before multiple times. But anyway, the Angels would top the Marlins 4-3. Despite the 12 hits from the Marlins, they would only score 3 runs. Mike Trout and Nolan Schanuel both with home runs in the game. So we get to an AL Central divisional matchup next, with the Guardians winning 8-2 over the White Sox. Angel Martinez with a grand slam, driving in 6 of the 8 runs in that game for Cleveland as they buck that 3-game losing streak all to the Mets there, winning game 1 of that series against their division rival White Sox. Get to 1 game back of the White Sox in the win category, at least. They're 3 more losses than them, because again, the White Sox have just randomly played like 3 less games than everyone. I don't really know why. Parker Messick also got his 9th win. Next up, the Twins would win 8-6 over the Brewers. Twins also playing pretty decent baseball as of late. Josh Bell 4 for 5 on the night. Actually, I guess they're not playing quite as well as I thought, but I felt like they've been playing better as of late. Did Minnesota? They had a good July. They were like 15-9, I think, in July, or like 15 and they had a good month of July, pretty much. I'm working on that July recap. It's getting there slowly. I'm going to try and do a bunch of work tomorrow on it. Anyway, the Cubs would win 6-4 over the Royals. Kevin Gausman in his new home pitched well, got his 6th win of the season there. Cubs to 68 wins as well. The Cardinals would win 3-2 over the Rockies. Ivan Herrera with a solo home run in the game. They just highlighted that very quickly on the recap. Yeah, he would actually eventually get the what would end up being the game-winning home run. As it was at that point, made it 3-1, but Rockies got one back, so it was 3-2. That was how the score ended. But that was all. Runs were pretty early. 10 hits for the Rockies as well, only 2 runs. 28 saves as well for Riley O'Brien. Now we get to the Astros winning 6-3 over the Padres. Cam Smith with 2 home runs in the game. Robbie Ray in his new home would earn his 7th loss of the season there. Josh Hader save number 16 there for Houston too. The Diamondbacks would then beat their division rival Dodgers, winning 4-3 off of a rookie walk-off from Ryan Waldschmidt, 2-run homer off of Edwin Diaz in the 9th inning. Edwin Diaz finally back from the IL, but is not exactly pitching great. He has an 11 ERA at the moment, 1-1 record. Remember that Edwin Diaz is on the Dodgers? Everyone kind of forgot about that because he's been injured since like the middle of May or something like that. Or even, I think it's like middle of April, actually. It's been a while since we've seen Edwin Diaz. Next up, the Rays would win 2-1 over the Mariners. Drew Rasmussen with 7 scoreless there for Tampa Bay, as they would win at that point 4 in a row. Starting up that series there. Then last but not least, the Giants would win 5-2 over the Tigers. Rafael Devers and Willie Damas both went home runs on the night to help San Francisco win there. We go to Saturday, and it is the A's finally stopping that Red Sox winning streak, winning 7-3. Gage jump with his 5th win of the season. Hogan Harris saved number 10 as well. So the Red Sox wind up losing that winning streak. They had 10 hits, but not that 10th win. After that, we get to the Rangers winning 5-1, though the score is a little deceiving. This was actually 2-1 for a good long while. Orioles give up 2 in the bottom of the second off of just terrible defense. Could not score a run as well. Offense continued to be terrible. Then gave up a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 8th inning. That really just kind of sealed the deal, pretty much. Kyle Bradish, his 11th loss of the season, though this one wasn't really on him. Jacob deGrom win number 8. So the Rangers take that series in 2. Yankees would win 5-4 over the Braves. Garrett Cole with 7 innings outduels Chris Sale, his 7th loss of the season. 12 wins, though, as the Braves almost came back, made it 5-4 in the top of the 9th, but were not able to outlast the Yankees in the end. They would fall 2 in a row to the dreaded Bronx Bombers there and lose the series. The Marlins would then shut out the Angels, winning 7-0. Sandy Alcantara, with his 13th win of the season, also becomes the Marlins' career leader in innings pitched there for Miami. So congratulations, Sandy Alcantara. Marlins even up the series there. Blue Jays win 7-5 over the Phillies. Nathan Lucas with a 2-run home run in the 11th inning to eventually win it there. So another extra inning game for Toronto as well, as they would win 2 in a row over Philadelphia. Is that what, like 2? No, it wasn't. Never mind. But yeah, some big wins there for Toronto. The Pirates, in the meantime, would win 9-0 over the Mets. Bubba Chandler, his 5th win of the season. So they would even up the series. Nats would win 8-2 over the Reds. Was this again? Yeah, this was Chase Burns, only his 2nd loss of the season. Surprisingly enough, as the Nats would win 2 in a row there against Cincinnati. So Chase Burns, who's been pitching very, very well, does not on that one, though the Nats offense is very good. After that, we get to someone. Where am I? The Cubs and the Royals. Royals would win this one 6-3. Jack Caglione with a home run on the night, as he seems to do a lot. Seth Lugo, his 5th win of the season. Clay Holmes, his 5th loss. Clay Holmes, his debut with his new team in Chicago after being traded from the Mets. Don't know if this is his first start since injury or not, but definitely first start in Chicago, as the Royals would even up the series there. Brewers would win 4-3 over the Twins. Aaron Ashby win number 13 coming out of the bullpen. Jeff Hoffman on his new team would lose it, his 8th loss of the season. Trevor McGill save number 21, as the Brewers would even up the series there. White Sox would win 6-3 over the Guardians. Munetaka Murakami with a home run. Anthony Kay, his 9th win of the season. White Sox even up the series against their division rival. White Sox also got to 60 wins on the season as well. Rockies would win 8-6 over the Cardinals. Cardinals drop back to 1 game under 500. Jordan Romano, his 10th save as a Colorado Rocky, I think. Or that might just be his 10th save total, but yeah, he got a save there. Been pretty decent for Colorado coming out of the bullpen after getting DFA'd by the Angels. So the Rockies would snap 4-game losing streak there to even up the series against St. Louis. Tigers would shut out the Giants, winning 8-0. Jackson Jobe with his first win. I guess, don't know if it was his first career start, but he has a 1-0 record with a 0 ERA. So yeah, he goes first pitching performance as well on the season. He goes 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Tigers, one of their only 2 hits surrendered by the entire Tigers pitching staff in that game. Padres would win 3-2 over the Astros. Jackson Merrill with a home run, 17th of the season, despite a kind of down season from Merrill. Padres would even up that series against Houston. Dodgers would even up the series against Arizona, winning 2-1 in the 10th inning as well. RBI infield single for Shohei would eventually win it for the Dodgers. This was a win for Edwin Diaz, not a save, but a win. So he pitches well enough there. And then last but not least, the Rays would win 2 in a row, taking the series over the Mariners, winning 3-2. Richie Palacios with a 2-run single in the 6th inning. Victor Mesa Jr. with the solo home run as well to eventually get that 3rd run in. Brian Baker, save number 34. I believe he now leads all of baseball in saves. Go to Sunday now. The conclusion to most of these series. The A's would win 4-3 over the Red Sox. They would actually win the series against Boston. First time Boston lost a series in forever. I want to say since like June, maybe. I'm going to investigate. So they beat the White Sox. They swept them. Swept the Dodgers. Beat the A's the first time they played them, or the earlier time they played them in 4 games. They beat them 3 out of 4 there. Beat the Blue Jays. Beat the Orioles. Swept the Rays. And I got to go back to the full schedule now because it's been so long. Swept the... Oh, wait, hang on. I need to go back to the second half. Second half would be, Tampa Bay. First half. So we go back to, at this point, it is early mid-July with the Mets. They swept. White Sox, they swept. Angels, they swept. So yeah, it was basically the end of June, start of July against a 3-game series against the Nationals. The 29th and 30th of June, and then the 1st of July. 30 were losses on that, 30th and 1st. Against the Nationals. That was the last time the Red Sox had lost a series. They did not lose a series throughout the entirety of July and the first week or so of August. Finally losing to, of all teams, the Athletics. Like, of all teams, for some reason. Aroldis Chapman blew the save here. It was crazy. It was very, very crazy. Would not have expected the A's to be the one to eventually end that streak there for the Red Sox. The Orioles would win 10-5 over the Rangers. Yarmil Herondal actually got his first win as a Baltimore Oriole, and I believe as a big leaguer as well. I don't know, actually. But Pete Alonso with his first 2-homer game as an Oriole. He had like a 3-for-4 day with 2 home runs. It was a great day for him. I believe Kobe May also had a home run in the game. Good day for the Orioles offense. They had 15 hits. Really needed it. They did not have a good game after it, but it was good to at least not get swept by the Rangers there, though they still would lose the series. Orioles at that point, 4 games under 500, which they still are actually at the moment. Nats would win 7-1 over the Reds. They would sweep the series there over Cincinnati. Got to 2 games under 500 as well. Braves would win 2-1 over the Yankees, so they would avoid the sweep over New York. Michael Harris II with the tie-breaking single in the 10th inning there, as it was another extra innings game. Mets would win 11-1 over the Pirates. Bo Bichette with a 5-for-5 night. Sean Manaea also strikes out 11 on the day or night. I don't know. He pitches well, pretty much. Mets would take the series, winning games 1 and 3. It's probably during the day because it was the final of the series. Usually how that works. We have a 12th inning game here with the Phillies winning 7-6. Kyle Schwarber with 2 home runs on the night. Derek Hill with the walk-off bases loaded single to win it there for Philly, as they would avoid the sweep against Toronto, winning game 3. Marlins would win 12-3 over the Angels. Kyle Stowers with 2 hits, 2 RBIs, then actually leaves the game with hamstring discomfort, as I did not read ahead on that headline. I was like, oh, good, Kyle Stowers did something good. Oh, wait, no, he's injured. That sucks. That's too bad. He's actually playing against former teammate in Grayson Rodriguez, both of them, Stowers and Rodriguez, former Orioles. So the Marlins would win that series, winning games 2 and 3. Cubs would win 10-2 over the Royals. Ian Happ with a 2-run homer. Miguel Amaya with a 3-run homer, actually. Matthew Boyd win number 8 on the season, as the Cubs would win games 1 and 3 over the Royals. White Sox win 5-3 over the Guardians. They take games 2 and 3 there over their division rival. Colson Montgomery with a 3-run home run in the game. Brewers would win 4-3 over the Twins in 10 innings, so they would walk it off on a Jake Bauers RBI single for Milwaukee, as they got to 74 wins on the season. They would win games 2 and 3 over Minnesota, taking the series. After that, we have the Cardinals winning 7-4 over the Rockies. J.J. Weatherholt with a tie-breaking double. Alec Burleson also with a homer in the game. So that is both Cardinals I have on my fantasy team, which is nice. Cardinals win that series, winning games 1 and 3. Tigers would win in extras over the Giants, winning 3-1. Howie Lee, sorry, not Brooks Lee. I'm thinking the Twins right now because the Twins are playing the Orioles at the moment. But yeah, Howie Lee would drive in the go-ahead run with a pinch hit single there for Detroit in the 10th inning there. Kenley Jansen, his 3rd win of the season, as well, as Detroit would take games 2 and 3 over San Francisco. Diamondbacks would take the series over the Dodgers, winning 4-2 here and winning games 1 and 3. Eduardo Rodriguez with his 11th win of the season, 9 strikeouts on the night. Justin Robleski, his 4th loss of the season as well. I also know around this time, I don't know if it was on Sunday specifically, but I know around this time, Paul Sewald had actually been DFA'd by the Diamondbacks, which apparently he just completely fell off in the last month or so. I did not notice that at all, but apparently Paul Sewald just sucks again. The Diamondbacks finally had enough and got rid of him. But he'd been good early on the season, but not anymore. So he is now, I think, a free agent, I assume. I don't know for sure. But anyway, the Rays would win 4-1 over the Mariners. Cedric Mullins with the go-ahead RBI single in the 5th inning to eventually get it around and win there for Tampa Bay. Emerson Hancock, his 7th loss of the season there for Seattle. Rays would also sweep the series. So they are, I guess, I was about to do a sleepless in Seattle, sweepless in Seattle pun. I know that's not an original joke, but I guess that also, I don't know if that really makes sense, but Rays would sweep 2 series in a row, sweeping the Rockies and the Mariners. They, at that point, were on a 6-game winning streak there. I believe they're currently still playing at the moment. Most of the games remaining are all in the 7th or 8th innings. And last but not least, for Sunday, the Padres would win 7-2 over the Astros. Randy Vasquez, his 8th win of the season there for San Diego. They would take the series, winning games 2 and 3. So we go to Monday, and the start of new series for basically everyone. Blue Jays would win 2-1 over the Red Sox. Simeon Woods Richardson now with the Blue Jays. He gets his 2nd win of the season. Sonny Gray, his 3rd loss. Save number 25 as well for Louis Varland. Twins would win 9-5 over the Orioles. Trevor Rogers, his 8th loss of the season. Dean Kramer, former Oriole who had been traded a couple days before the trade deadline, making his 2nd start for Minnesota, pitches very, very well here. Frustratingly for us Orioles fans. Dominates. Orioles put up 4 in the 9th inning, so that's why they made it close. Closer than it was. But this was all Minnesota pretty much the whole way. The Mets would top their division rival Braves, winning 8-5. Bryce Elder, his 7th loss of the season. He got just destroyed early on. I actually picked him up to stream him that day, and he got -10 points or something like that, which I was not happy about. The Phillies would top the Cardinals 6-5. Andrew Painter, his second win of the season. Hunter Dobbins, his third loss. Rangers get to 60 wins, winning 4-1 over their division rival Angels. Jacob Latz, save number 23. Diamondbacks win 9-0 over their division rival Rockies. So a lot of divisional matchups here. Zach Littell win number 8 there for Arizona. Littell, I guess it must have just recently got picked up by Arizona as well because he was on the Nats earlier this season. Now on the D-backs and winning there. Padres win 3-2 over the Brewers. Mason Miller save number 30 on the season. Padres to 63 wins. Brewers 74 and 45 at the moment. They are currently losing 11-1 to the Padres as well, so they're going to be 74-46. Padres are going to take that series in 2. Rays won 10-6 over the A's. So they got to 72 wins, did Tampa Bay. Rays playing very, very well. So that's 7 in a row there for Tampa Bay as well. 7 wins in a row, I should say. The Astros would win 6-3 over the Giants. Josh Hader, his 4th win of the season, as this was an extra innings matchup. Or it would go to extras in that matchup. You know what I mean? Giants still looking for that 50th win as well. They're 49 and 70. Last but not least, the Dodgers would win 6-5 over the Kansas City Royals. This was not a walk-off, but a close one there. Edwin Diaz, his 6th save of the season. Now we go to Tuesday, which is, again, technically kind of today, kind of technically not. Some of these games are still going on because I'm doing this earlier than usual. Most of them, again, are almost done. But so the Blue Jays would win 5-3 over the Red Sox. The Red Sox have actually lost 2 series in a row. They've also lost 4 in a row total. Again, so they won 9 in a row. Now they've lost 4 in a row. Still 64 and 55. Just completely awesome turnaround for Boston, but hit a rough stretch again. Is it Pablo Sandoval? Patrick Sandoval? Patrick Sandoval. He got his first loss of the season. Orioles would win 5-2 over the Twins. Gunnar Henderson actually had a 3-hit night, including a home run. Pete Alonso also had a 3-hit night, including a home run. Christian Encarnacion Strand also had a 3-hit night, including a home run. Brandon Young gets his 9th win. Again, 9-3, 3.33 ERA. Bailey Ober, his 4th loss of the season. He got too early. O's put up all 5 of their runs within the first 3 innings. Andrew Kittredge, his 6th save of the season. I'll go over games that are going on live at the moment later. In terms of finished games, the Tigers would win 6-4 over the slumping Guardians. Start of a series there between those two teams. Tigers also 1 game under 500 as well. Marlins win 2-0 over the Pirates. Paul Skeens lost number 11 here. He actually got pulled after 65 pitches. His velocity was going down a little bit as well, so something to look out for a little bit. Start of a series between those two teams. Miami's won 3 in a row. Cubs win 8-6 over the Nationals. Jake Irvin, his 6th loss of the season. Jacob Webb from Oriole gets his 8th save. As he's kind of sort of slotted into that closer role slightly for the Cubs. I feel like they have like a closer by committee almost as that start between those two teams. Yankees would win 4-1 over the Mariners. David Bednar save number 27. Mariners on a currently 5-game losing streak, and they've lost a lot over their last pretty much. I'm not going to count it. And, why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So yeah, they've only won 5 of their last 19 at Seattle. So they lost 14 of the last 19, which is not good, to say the least. There's a reason why they're now 56 and 64 and fading. And then after that, we have the Braves winning 4-0 over the Mets. Braves to 72 wins now on the season. I think they're, 2 back of the Brewers are at 74 wins right now. The Braves still finding a spark back again. They would even up the series against the Mets as well. Reds would, in 10 innings, win 5-4 over the White Sox. Sean Newcomb, his third loss coming out of the bullpen. Emilio Pagan, save number 14 in the start of a series between those two teams. And then last game that is finished right now, Cardinals would win 2-0 over the Phillies. They would even up the series there against Philadelphia. Not Jorge Soriano, different Soriano. George Soriano would get the win there for St. Louis. Riley O'Brien also got his 30th save on the season. Then in terms of games that are going on at the moment, we have the Rangers and the Angels in the top of the ninth. Angels up 3-2. So that should be the Angels trying to close that game out. There's one out at the moment. Also in the top of the ninth, the Rockies are up 3-2 over the Diamondbacks. So Rockies carrying a lead there. They'll have to go into the bottom of the ninth at least. 2 outs now in that Rangers-Angels game. Still 3-2 Angels. I actually said this earlier. Padres are winning, 11-1 over the Brewers. So the Brewers are going to most likely lose there and lose 2 in a row to San Diego. Still looking for that 75th win. Is that Gary Sanchez pitching right now? That is Gary Sanchez pitching right now. So we have a position player pitching there, bottom of the 8th inning for Milwaukee there. That's pretty funny. Another blowout game. The Rays are up 12-2 over the Athletics. Nick Martinez pitched 8 innings as well, so that's actually great for my fantasy team because I have Nick Martinez. He's given up 2 runs on 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks there for Martinez. Don't think he'll pitch actually is in there to pitch. Don't know how many pitches he's at. Let's see, ESPN fantasy wise. 82 pitches at the moment, so he's, I guess, going to pitch there in the bottom of the 9th. Looks like that the Angels have closed it out against the Rangers. So the Angels win 3-2 over Texas. Texas, I believe, is going to fall to 60-60 now. Angels up to 46-74. Yeah, Martinez with 19 points from me in fantasy. That's nice. And then last 2 games also still playing. Giants up 4-1 over the Astros, bottom of the 7th inning. 2 outs as well. Dodgers up 2-1 over the Royals, bottom of the 7th. 2 outs as well there. Michael Wacha is pitched into the 7th inning at the moment, looking to get through 7 innings and 2 runs given up. That's it for the moment. I'll keep an eye on those scores as I go to... I'll actually end it off with standings just to kind of wait as long as I can. We'll go to stats for now. So batting average, it is Yordan Alvarez, unsurprisingly, still leading that category at 323. Otto Lopez, 318. Luis Arias, 314. Freddie Freeman, 308. Jake McCarthy, 306 batting average. Yordan Alvarez trying to go for that Triple Crown batting title, which is, again, I believe, batting average, home run, and RBIs, though he's got a little bit of work to do in both those categories. Actually, he's tied for the lead in home runs with Matt Olson and Kyle Schwarber, all 3 of them at 35 home runs. Hunter Goodman and Junior Caminero at 34 home runs. So don't think we're going to see someone quite to the level of as Cal Raleigh in terms of sheer numbers like we did last year, but got a lot of guys hitting for power very well this season. CJ Abrams leads the RBI category at 91. Sal Stewart at 87. Yordan Alvarez 86. Jordan Walker 83. Alec Burleson 81. Hits, it is Otto Lopez 148. Luis Arias 143. Yordan Alvarez 139. Freddie Freeman 135. Yandy Diaz 134. Stolen bases, it is still Nasim Nunez at 40. Chandler Simpson at 33. Bobby Witt Jr. 32. Jazz Chisholm 31. Peaker Armstrong 30. Pitching leaders for basic stuff. Christopher Sanchez has 15 wins now, as we alluded to earlier. Sonny Gray has 14, and then Sandy Alcantara, Chase Burns, Aaron Ashby all at 13, plus some others. ERA leaders, it is still The Miz at 176. Chris Sale at 220. Cam Schuyler 2.21. Dylan Cease 2.40, though I believe that'll change after today because he did lose today. And then Christopher Sanchez 2.54. Let's actually see if it's... Dylan Cease's ERA has been updated here. Don't know. Doesn't look like it's updated at the moment. Let's see what else. saves. It is Brian Baker at 34, Riley O'Brien, Cade Smith, and Mason Miller all at 30. Aroldis Chapman, 27 saves. Strikeouts, it is The Miz at 204, Dylan Cease, 191, Gavin Williams, 185, Cam Slitler, 182, Christopher Sanchez, 181. Quality starts to end it off. Sandy Alcantara, 18, Christopher Sanchez, 17, Yoshinobu Yamano, 16, Sonny Gray, and Michael Wacha, 15. So let's go take another peek at that scoreboard before we go on to individual stats. So Rockies, let's see, top of the ninth. Yeah, Rockies have a runner on second, 2 outs there. Trying to get an insurance run pretty much. Brewers Padres still going on. Gary Sanchez, 2 innings pitched, giving up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts at the moment, but has gotten 2 outs. See if Gary Sanchez can put up a 0 there. Rays still doing that. Astros 4-1. Dodgers now up 3-1 actually over the Royals there. So Dodgers get an extra critical insurance run. So we go to stats and we go to individuals. Not team stats. That's the opposite of what I want. Complete leaders. That's what I want. Just for some of those extra ones. So batting wise, in terms of doubles, it is Matt Olson with 29, Otto Lopez and Alec Burleson also 29. Brian Reynolds, Ernie Clement, Cedar Rafaela, 28 doubles. Most triples, it is still Corbin Carroll now with 13 triples. Luis Arias, Jake McCarthy, Otto Lopez, and PCA all with 7 triples. Most walks, it is James Wood at 90, Taylor Ward 87, Mike Trout 82, same with Bryce Harper and Yordan Alvarez all at 82. Most strikeouts, it is Kyle Schwarber at 174, Zach Neto 166, Colson Montgomery 154. And then OPS, because that stat is always pretty fun. Yordan Alvarez at a 1,059 OPS, Shohei Ohtani at a .94, PCA 0.933, James Wood 0.928. And then WAR, just because WAR is another stat. PCA has 7.5 WAR, Yordan Alvarez and Otto Lopez at 5.3 or 5.4, sorry. Kevin McGonigal and Bryce Terang 5.3. Pitching numbers. We get to, let's go with most losses. We can do that. Tanner Bybee at 12, Jeffrey Springs, Shane Boz, Brady Singer, Kyle Bradish, Landon Rupp, and Paul Skeens all at 11 losses. It's like you'd think with Shane Boz and Kyle Bradish that both with 11 losses, the Orioles pitching staff would be awful, but it's actually not right now. It's actually been pretty good. Most innings pitched, it is Sandy Alcantara at 163 and 2/3 innings. Christopher Sanchez 155 and 2/3 innings. Cam Schledler 146 and 2/3 innings. Most holds, it is Dylan Lee with 27, Tyler Rogers and Kevin Kelly 24. Then a lot of guys at 22, sorry. Ryan Stanek, Garrett Clevenger, Edward Bizardo, and Hunter Gaddis all at 22 holds. Most hits surrendered, it is Michael Lorenzen at 164, Christopher Sanchez 151, Sandy Alcantara 150. Don't need to earn runs. Most home runs given up, it is Aaron Nola 29, Jeffrey Springs 28, Shota Imanaga also 28, Miles Mikolas 27. Most walks issued, so we get to the end here, Robbie Ray and Bubba Chandler 62, Andrew Abbott 61, Jose Soriano 60. Then last but not least, WAR. I guess I'll go standings after this, but yeah. WAR leaders for pitching, Christopher Sanchez 6.1, Cam Schlegler 4.9, Dylan Cease 4.8, same with the Miz at 4.8. So let's go once again, check the scores real quick just to see. So in the scoreboard real quick, middle of the ninth now, Rockies still up 3-2, so the Diamondbacks need 1 to tie, 2 to win. Brewers and Padres go in the end of the 8th. Bottom of the 9th, Rays 12-4, so the A's have gotten a couple there. So I guess Nick Martinez is going to not quite have as good, but I guess he's also trying to go the full 9 innings. He's through 8 2/3, so he's down to the last out at the moment. Someone on third base, Jonah Heim at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike there. Giants still up 4-1. Dodgers still up 3-1. And yeah, so that Rockies Diamondback game, the only one close to ending at the moment. That's like close as well. I don't know. I'm getting tired. Standings. We'll just go there now. The AL East is still being led by the Tampa Bay Rays. They are 8-2 in the last 10. They've won 7 in a row. They're doing really well. Rays are 72 and 46. Yankees 5.5 back at 67 and 52. Red Sox 8.5 back at 64 and 55. Orioles 15 back at 58 and 62. Blue Jays 15.5 back at 58 and 63. The White Sox still lead the AL Central at 61 and 57. The Tigers are now in second place at 59 and 60. 2.5 back. Twins 3.5 back at 59 and 62. Again, some of these records are not fully updated because there's a couple games going on, but this is how it is at this moment at 12:06 a.m. on Wednesday. So it is actually now officially Wednesday. I could now do the whole, it's yesterday but 2 days ago thing. But Guardians 4 back at 58 and 62. They're 2-8 in the last 10. Tigers 8-2. White Sox 4-6 in the last 10. Royals also 13 back, 49 and 71. The Astros still lead the AL West at 61 and 59. The Rangers are 1 game back at 60 and 60. Mariners 5 back at 56 and 64. Mariners have fallen a good bit as of late. They are 3-7 in their last 10. A's 13.5 back at 47 and 72. They're 2-8 in their last 10. Both those ones I think were against the Red Sox, funnily enough. And then last but not least, the Angels are 15 back at 46 and 74. Over in the National League, the Braves still lead the NL East at 72 and 48. Phillies 8.5 back. They've fallen off a bit. They are 64 and 57. They actually have a negative run differential, interestingly enough. I know their starting pitching has been not the best, but still outside of the top two in Christopher Sanchez and Zach Wheeler, but interesting. Marlins are 11 games back at 61 and 59. Nats 13.5 back at 59 and 62. Mets 19.5 back at 53 and 68. The NL Central is being led by the Brewers at 74, and 45. Cubs 4.5 back at 70 and 50. Cardinals 14.5 back at 60 and 60. The Reds 16.5 back at 57 and 61. Pirates 17 back at 58 and 63. Pirates have struggled a good bit as of late. Finally, the NL West being led, unsurprisingly still, by the Dodgers at 71 and 48, though they are 2-8 in their last 10. Diamondbacks now 7.5 back at 64 and 56. Padres 8.5 back at 63 and 57. Giants 22 games back at 49 and 70. Rockies 25 games back at 46 and 73. One last peek again at the scores before I end it off. 1 out now for the Rockies. Jordan Romano through a third of an inning without giving up a base runner or a run. Top of the ninth, Brewers put 2 on against Griffin Canning, actually. So I guess he's coming out of the bullpen there as a low leverage long reliever guy. Giants still up 4-1. Dodgers still up 3-1. And I think that was it pretty much. So yeah, Rays win 12-4. They're now 73 and 46. A's 47 and 73. So that will do it for this one. I just have to go do stuff. So I got to end this episode a little earlier than usual. But next podcast episode will probably be something on Saturday about something I don't know what. I'll try and get back in the habit of doing 2 per week. I might also do a football episode coming up soon because that's coming up real soon. Otherwise, more of the same next week. For now, though, that is it. Thank you very much for listening.